2025, Bittensor is reopening subnet registration. For about the last 4 or 5 months, we've been at 128 subnets, which was the cap, and there's been no way for new projects to register a new subnet. So with this new subnet registration come a bunch of new features to the chain, and in this video we're going to walk through those. So let's just get started. The registration cost for a new subnet is going to start at 2,000 Tau. Once the release goes in, it'll be 1 week, and then subnet registrations can start. And the first cost will be $2,000. 2,000 Tau. There'll be one registration allowed every 4 days, and the subnet limit is still 128. That's probably got you thinking about something. New subnets will have an immunity of 4 months. That's probably got you thinking about something else. That's subnet deregistration. We haven't had subnet deregistration since DTAO started in February. Now, in the past, what happened is we had a limit of subnets, and if you hit the limit, the lowest performing subnet was removed from the network. And we stopped that in DTAO because all of a sudden we had alpha tokens and things got complicated. But the team has figured out how to do subnet deregistration. So let's say you've got a new subnet and you register it. Who's going to get deregistered? The subnet with the lowest EMA price. That's the average moving price. And that directly correlates with emission. So we'll have a chart on Taostats showing the lowest EMA price, but you can also get it with emission. The subnet has to be out of immunity. New subnets get 4 months to get their stuff together and prove that they've got what it takes to be a successful subnet. If there's a tie, the oldest subnet is the one that's going to get pruned. Now, in reality, we're probably never going to have 2 subnets with exactly the same EMA price, except for right here at the launch. And let's see why that is. So I'm here on the subnet listing at Taostats, and we don't yet have the deregistration chart built, but we can sort by emission and get the same result. These are the best performing subnets. They're not at any risk of deregistration, but we go down to 0. Root will never get deregistered. It's the ones after root that are most likely to be deregistered. And this is where we're going to have the tiebreaker. These subnets have never turned on, but they're out of emission. It's been over 4 months. So the oldest one of these is going to be the one that gets deregistered first. And then the second oldest and the third oldest, assuming they don't get their act together and turn their subnet on and become active. But what happens with those alpha holders, right? The reason we stopped subnet deregistration is now we have all these people with a token, and what happens to the people who have staked into the subnet or have been mining in this subnet? Well, they get paid from the Tau that's in the pool. So these subnets aren't active, so they don't really have a pool and they don't really have holders. Let's pick subnet 86 as an example of a subnet that might be deregistered. If we come down to if we go to the subnet 86 page, we can see all of the holders. Who holds alpha in this subnet? We can also see that there is 1,110 Tau in the liquidity pool for this subnet. So what's going to happen is everyone who holds this alpha is going to get zeroed out in the alpha, but paid a weighted percentage of the Tau that's in the pool. So again, if we look at all of these holders and we add up the Tau value of the alpha that they're holding, it's 869 Tau. We know there's 1,100 Tau in the pool. That means that actually these holders, when the subnet is removed, will get 127% return on their investment. Once they have been paid out, all of the alpha is deleted. It's removed, and the new subnet starts over from scratch with 1 Tau in the pool, 1 alpha in the pool, and then alpha emission begins to the new subnet owner, and new miners and validators can register. So this is an exciting new change to Bittensor because we haven't had deregistration for a while. We haven't had subnet registration for a while. And it works also to prune out some of those subnets that aren't performing as well as they could be. We have a lot of subnets that are getting emission but not really doing anything. And so because they will be the lowest performing subnets, they'll get removed, and then maybe teams that register will be more incentivized to create subnets of value. So that's also very exciting. It'll help push the network forward. So stay tuned to the Taostats YouTube channel. We've got a lot of great videos coming for you in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching.